brothers and sisters. We are gathered in this blessed night to perform the A'mal of Laylat al-Raga'ib. Taqabbal Allah from all of you. So, yesterday was the first of Rajab. It was the birth of Imam Mahasen Al-Baqer alayhi salam. Okay, so I will try to describe his life and how it reflects on ours. Okay, so at his life, he lived through the ruling of 5 Umayyad kings. Notice that Imam Mahasen Al-Baqer was born in the time of Yazid. He was 4 years old when he was in Karbala. He witnessed the climax of the revolutionary period of Islam, of course in the time of Imams, after the death of the Prophet. He witnessed the Battle of Karbala, the death of his grandfather, and all the torture that took place. He lived during the period where jihad was applied through the actual fight between the good and the evil. Moreover, witnessed the consequences and the results that great battle left behind. He saw how many revolutions took place all over the Islamic world at the time of his father's imamah. He was able to compare the political, social, and cultural environment at each of these 2 periods. Now, why am I concentrating a lot on this part specifically? I'm trying to show the difference between the way he applied jihad and the way his grandfather, Imam Hussein, did. Now, as an imam, it was his duty to make sure that the justice and the word of Allah spreads between people and make sure Islam is preserved. Unlike the time of Imam Hussein, Imam Al-Baqer didn't have the chance and the resources to start a physical battle. He started a battle in a different way, a battle which we all should be part of. At his imamah, the rulers of Umayyah were too powerful, and that limited his political involvement a lot. He watched Imam Ali being spoken of badly in public and Islam being ripped apart. As an imam, he replied back in his own way. Since this is a wilada, I think I made some of you somehow depressed. So I'm going to explain and clarify by a little story. So the last month in university, I had to do a presentation in the linear algebra course which I was taking. And this presentation was about codes. I wanted to speak briefly about the history of coding. When I was preparing the PowerPoint, the first thing I did before anything, I just went into Google and I Googled a symbolic picture of Imam Al-Sadiq, the son of Imam Al-Baqer alayhi salam, and I pasted it. So according to my opinion, and to a lot of Shia, whatever scientific theories must have originated from our imams. However, as I was reading one night about Imam Mahasen Al-Baqer, I discovered that he opened the door for his son Imam Jafar al-Sadiq to speak, to make the Islamic empire shine during the Islamic golden age. He has all the thanks for all what we are today. Imam Al-Baqer didn't only work on unfazing the religious perspective and rules of Islam, he also worked in developing the sciences. He wanted to leave behind him leaders and not only people who follow. You may wonder why. Why is this all important? Why is it important to give knowledge standards in Islam? What is the importance of science? Do you really want to know? So, come here each Thursday and listen to Dua Kumail being said by the beautiful voices of our brothers. Listen, not only here. And when you listen, remember Imam Mahasen Al-Baqer when you hear the part وَعَلَى ضَمَائِرَ حَوَتْ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ بِكَ حَتَّى صَارَتْ خَاشِعَةً. This is the part where I feel like my heart beats gently and gladly when I say and I hear, as if a sweet breeze touched my soul. This should be me, and it should be all of us. I specifically now address students, all students. The way to Allah, the guaranteed way, is through knowledge. Know who is Allah and what is our religion. Imam Mahasen Al-Baqer says the virtue of knowledge is more lovable with Allah than the virtue of worship. My religion is everything. It is in everywhere. It is in the numbers I see in the math class, in the interactions I analyze in chemistry, in the physical forces in physics, in the mysteries discovered by astronomy, in biology, sociology, psychology. Islam is everywhere. It is not in the mosque or in the Husayniyya. I practice Islam everywhere, just like Imam Al-Baqer wanted us to do. When I am sitting on the desk in the exhausting afternoon listening to my old professor's lame jokes and bizarre way of explanation, I am doing jihad. I am indeed getting closer to Allah by knowing His greatness, by seeing His greatness everywhere. Among all the years I have spent in the mosques and between Muslims, it took me only 2 years in the college in Canada to realize that this is how Allah greatness show, by science. To all the students present here, all of them, God bless you, no matter what you do or you study or what stage you are in, high school, college, university, Allah is there. You will find His greatness. So now I'm gonna do a little comparison. So Imam Al-Baqer political involvement was highly limited. As we realize, our political involvement here in Canada is also limited somehow. We can't perform da'wah like the same way they perform it in Middle East. Our jihad is so peaceful that it is literally knowing how to guide people to our religion through good manners, but mostly, in my opinion, through science. And I'm gonna give you another true example. So my friend is an atheist. She's a Chinese. They are communists. When I first met her, she didn't know that I am a Muslim. But then when she saw me wearing the hijab, she knew that I was a Muslim. So days passed, and to be honest, she was really curious, and we started having conversations about God and about the creation. So it took me only 8 hours, and I actually calculated them, only 8 hours for distributed in 2 nights to convince her that this world actually is created by a God, and she was an atheist. So it is that simple to prove through scientific facts. If I would have sat there with her and spoke with her about Islam, she wouldn't have believed in God. But no, we should prove for others through scientific facts. That's why we need knowledgeable people in Islam. We need students. Why am I telling you this story on this occasion? It is because Imam Al-Baqer was known for his munadarat, debate-like, with non-Muslims. We should all who live in Canada learn from him, specifically what is our role. My atheist friend, she read about Islam basics. People know the theory, but they need a proof, and we prove that through science, through evidences from real-life application. So I remember that after these 8 hours where I talked with her, I went with her again to chat time, and I told her, like we wanted to open a conversation. So I told her, so I'm an atheist. Prove me that there's a God. And she was able to give me evidences and proofs I don't think that any Muslim would be able to give me. So that's why, like to all my brothers and sisters over here, I really wish that they follow the path Imam Mahasen Al-Baqer wanted us to follow. To know Islam, not the typical way our culture raised us to know, like blindly follow. I recommend that you know Islam through scientific facts, because this is how you become a mu'min, when you truly believe in Islam. So I would like to end by sharing a story about Imam Mahasen Al-Baqer. So this is really a nice story, and I couldn't just not share it. So Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari was told by the Prophet that he will meet his great-grandson, who is named Muhammad, who is greatly knowledgeable, and he told him, when you meet him, أقرئه عني السلام, to deliver my salam to him. Jabir used to walk through the city saying, Ya Baqir al-Ilm, hoping that Imam will hear him. The love and the loyalty Jabir carried in his heart made him spend his days hoping that he will meet this person who is mentioned in the Torah and by the Prophet. So this is how, so valuable and so important Imam Al-Baqer was, that he was even mentioned in the Torah, and even Prophet Muhammad told Jabir about him like many years ago. So, brothers and sisters, this is the end of my speech. Assalamu alaikum. Salawat.